Before we dive in, make sure to like and subscribe to our channel for more incredible stories that inspire and captivate. You won't want to miss a single one. The smell of smoke still lingered in the air as Rachel stepped out of the charred remains of her beloved restaurant. Her hands trembled, and she hugged herself tightly, trying to block out the memory of flames consuming everything she had poured her heart into for over a decade. Tears blurred her vision as she looked at the wreckage, the pavement littered with ash and twisted metal. "I can't believe this, everything," she whispered, her voice cracking. Her friend and sous chef, Mia, placed a comforting hand on her shoulder. "Rachel, I know it feels impossible now, but you're stronger than this. You've faced challenges before, and you've always come out on top." Rachel shook her head. "It's not the same, Mia. It's all gone. My recipes, my kitchen, all my dreams." Mia's eyes softened. "No, not all your dreams. You're still here. You still have your talent, your creativity, and me. We'll figure this out together." Rachel took a deep breath, the smoke stinging her lungs. Memories of late nights experimenting with sauces, the first time she served a full house, the laughter of her customers, all of it flashed before her eyes. She had lost the building, the equipment, the decor, but the fire in her heart, the thing that made her a chef, that could never be destroyed. I can't start over," she murmured, though a flicker of determination sparked in her eyes. "Why not?" Mia asked, tilting her head. "You always said the best dishes come from challenges, from creativity under pressure. Maybe this is your chance to create something even bigger." Rachel's mind raced. She pictured herself cooking again, but this time differently. She didn't need a restaurant. What if she brought the food to the people? What if she started small, mobile, reaching neighborhoods she never could before? That's insane," Rachel said aloud, though she couldn't hide the trace of excitement in her tone. "A food truck? On the streets? Yes. Your flavors are extraordinary. People would line up for hours if they knew what you could make," Mia replied, smiling. "Imagine Rachel's dishes everywhere, not just one building. You could rebuild on your own terms." Rachel paused. The idea seemed crazy, but for the first time since the fire, she felt hope. A plan began forming in her mind, sourcing a second-hand truck, renovating it, creating a menu of dishes she had always dreamed of serving but never had space for. She could make it happen. She had to make it happen. Over the next few weeks, Rachel worked tirelessly. Early mornings were spent hunting for a used food truck, evenings designing menus, and nights testing recipes in Mia's tiny apartment kitchen. It was exhausting, frustrating, and filled with doubts. But each small victory, each perfectly balanced flavor, reminded her why she loved cooking. Finally, the day arrived. The freshly painted truck, adorned with vibrant colors and the name Rachel's Culinary Magic, rolled into the city streets. The aroma of her famous garlic shrimp tacos, savory roasted vegetable wraps, and rich, decadent chocolate brownies wafted through the air. Curious pedestrians paused, sniffing the air and following the scent. Rachel's hand shook as she served the first customer, a young man with wide eyes and a hungry smile. This is amazing," he exclaimed after the first bite. "Where has this been all my life?" Rachel smiled, almost disbelieving, her heart swelling. "Welcome. It's just the beginning," she said softly, knowing in her soul that she had turned tragedy into opportunity. By the end of her first day, a small line had formed, people laughing, chatting, taking photos, and sharing stories of her dishes on social media. Rachel couldn't help but grin. From the ashes of her loss, she had built something new, something alive, something that could reach every corner of the city. And this was just the start. Rachel couldn't sleep that night. Her tiny apartment was quiet, but her mind buzzed with the energy of the day. The food truck had been a hit. People had lined up for hours, posted photos online, and some had even suggested she open a permanent location. She had never imagined such a warm response. The next morning, Mia called with excitement. "Rachel, you won't believe it. Someone from the local food blog, wants to feature you. They're coming today. Rachel felt a mix of nerves and thrill. A food blog? Mia, this is huge. Are we ready? We're as ready as we'll ever be. Trust me, your cooking speaks for itself. As the blogger arrived, Rachel felt the familiar rush of anxiety. Cameras, questions, and bright flashes made her heart race. But then, the first bite from the blogger's fork turned into a wide smile. Rachel, this is incredible. I've tasted food all over this city, and nothing compares. Your flavors, they tell a story. Rachel laughed nervously, but the pride she felt was undeniable. Her dishes weren't just good. They were magical, creating moments of happiness for strangers who didn't know her, yet felt connected through her food. Business boomed. The truck became a staple in the city streets. Long lines of hungry customers formed every day. Rachel loved every second, but she quickly realized that success brought challenges. One afternoon, while serving a particularly long line, a man approached her. He was well-dressed, confident, with an air of authority. "Excuse me, are you Rachel?" he asked. "Yes, I am," she replied cautiously, wiping her hands on her apron. "I'm Thomas Green, owner of a chain of high-end restaurants downtown. I've been watching your food truck for a few weeks. Your dishes, they're extraordinary. I'd like to offer you a partnership." Rachel blinked. "A partnership? You mean like join your restaurants?" "Not join. Collaborate. We could expand your reach, open locations across the city, maybe even a franchise if you're interested," he explained. Rachel's mind spun. She had dreamed of expanding someday, but this was so much faster than she had anticipated. Her instincts screamed both excitement and caution. Mia leaned in, whispering, "This could be your big break, Rachel. But are you ready for all of this?" Rachel swallowed hard. I don't know. I need to think." Days passed. Rachel watched her social media explode with praise, reviews pouring in from happy customers. But she also noticed tensions. Other food trucks nearby were becoming competitive, and some longtime customers whispered that she was selling out. It was a reminder that success came with scrutiny, even resentment. One rainy afternoon, the unthinkable happened. The truck broke down during a busy lunch rush. Cars honked, umbrellas drenched the few waiting customers, and Rachel felt panic rising. She looked at Mia, who was drenched but still calm. "We can't give up now," Mia said, grabbing extra umbrellas and directing the customers undercover. "We'll fix this. You've worked too hard to let a little rain stop you." Rachel took a deep breath, recalling the fire that had once destroyed her restaurant. "You're right. This is nothing. Just a bump on the road." They worked tirelessly to tow the truck to a repair shop, all while keeping customers happy with hot tea and free samples. By evening, the truck was repaired, and Rachel realized something important. Her connection with people mattered more than perfection. Success wasn't about smooth days. It was about showing up, no matter the obstacles. Months passed. Rachel expanded the menu, experimented with seasonal dishes, and even started hosting small events in local parks. Each dish told a story, her story, and the story of the city that embraced her. She met people from all walks of life, students, business executives, families, everyone sharing joy through food. One evening, after a long day, Rachel looked at Mia, smiling despite exhaustion. "I never imagined this life. From ashes to this, it feels like a dream." Mia grinned. "You made it happen, Rachel. You didn't just survive, you thrived. And this is only the beginning." Rachel nodded, feeling warmth in her chest. The fire that had once consumed everything was now fueling her drive. The city was beginning to know her name, her food, her story. But deep inside, Rachel knew there were even bigger challenges ahead, surprises she couldn't yet imagine. Opportunities, rivalries, and moments that would test her resolve and creativity like never before. And that was what made the journey exciting. The city was buzzing with excitement. Rachel's food truck had become more than just a local favorite. It was now a phenomenon. Every day brought long lines, new fans, and opportunities Rachel had only dreamed about during the lonely nights after the fire. But with growth came challenges, challenges she hadn't yet faced. It started with Thomas Green's offer. Rachel had agreed to collaborate, and together they were planning a new, upscale pop-up restaurant event in the heart of the city. It was ambitious, extravagant even, and Rachel felt her nerves twist into knots as she prepared the menu. "Are you sure we can handle this, Mia?" Rachel asked as they prepped dough and sautéed vegetables. "This is so much bigger than the truck." Mia smiled, adjusting her apron. "Rachel, you've handled fire, floods, and cranky customers. This is just another adventure. You've got this." The night of the pop-up arrived. Guests included food critics, social media influencers, and even some local celebrities. Rachel watched as the room filled with murmurs of excitement and anticipation. Her hands shook slightly as she plated the first dish, a delicate tart bursting with seasonal flavors. "Rachel, it looks amazing," Mia whispered, peeking over her shoulder. "Thanks, just keep it coming," Rachel replied, forcing a confident smile. Then came the first test. One of the VIP guests, a renowned food critic, took a bite and paused. Rachel's stomach clenched. She had worked tirelessly, but she knew that even one bad review could ruin everything. The critic's eyes lit up. "Absolutely incredible," he said, scribbling notes in his leather-bound journal. "This is the kind of creativity the city needs." Every bite tells a story. Relief washed over Rachel, mingled with a surge of pride. She had done it. Her flavors weren't just food. They were experiences, memories, connections. But the road wasn't smooth for long. As Rachel's popularity soared, rival food trucks began to complain. Some tried to spread rumors about her using shortcuts or pre-made ingredients. Social media attacks and anonymous online reviews surfaced. Rachel's confidence wavered. "Rachel, don't read it," Mia advised, holding her phone with concern. "People are jealous. You know what you put into every dish." Rachel nodded, swallowing her frustration. "You're right. I can't let this stop me. If it's survived verse." She returned to her kitchen, pouring every ounce of creativity into new dishes. A smoked tomato risotto, honey-glazed roasted carrots, a chocolate lava cake with a hint of chili. Each plate became a story, a symbol of resilience and passion. Then came the biggest challenge yet. A citywide culinary festival announced a contest, the chance to compete for the Golden Chef Award, the highest recognition a chef could achieve in the city. The prize was not just money. It was prestige, fame, and an opportunity to expand her food empire. Rachel hesitated. Could she handle the pressure? The thought of failing in front of thousands terrified her. But Mia, ever her cheerleader, placed a hand on her shoulder. "Rachel, remember the fire. Remember the truck breaking down. Remember the first day of your pop-up. You've already overcome more than most people face in a lifetime. This is just another step. You belong there." Rachel took a deep breath and agreed. The days leading up to the festival were grueling. She experimented with dishes until 2 a.m., tasting, adjusting, perfecting. Her friends and loyal customers supported her, stopping by to offer encouragement, tasting sauces, and cheering her on. The day of the festival arrived. The arena was packed. Chefs from every corner of the city set up elaborate booths, each competing for the coveted Golden Chef Award. Rachel's food truck had been transformed into a mini exhibition, with her signature dishes presented elegantly. The competition was fierce. Judges took bites, whispered among themselves, and even asked for repeats. Other chefs cast suspicious glances at Rachel, trying to psych her out. She reminded herself of every hurdle she had overcome: the fire, the bankruptcy, the countless nights worrying if she'd ever recover. Then came the final tasting. Rachel's heart pounded as the head judge lifted a spoon of her signature dish, the smoked tomato risotto with caramelized herbs. Silence fell. One by one, the judges tasted, nodding, smiling, murmuring in approval. Finally, the head judge spoke. This dish is more than flavor. It's emotion, it's storytelling. It represents passion, resilience, and mastery. Rachel, you've earned this. Cheers erupted. Rachel felt tears prick at her eyes as she stepped forward to accept the Golden Chef Award. The applause was deafening, her friends hugging her, Mia nearly crying beside her. She had done it. She had turned tragedy into triumph. But what truly made Rachel's victory unforgettable was not the award itself. It was the journey. From the fire that destroyed her restaurant to the food truck that became a sensation, from long days and nights of hard work to the joy of sharing her creations with the city, every step had mattered. She had inspired countless people to follow their dreams, to rise from their own setbacks, and to believe in themselves. Months later, Rachel opened her first permanent restaurant, still embracing the spirit of her food truck. Lines wrapped around the block, and the city celebrated her story as one of hope, determination, and magic. She never forgot the small victories: a customer smile, a kind word, a shared moment over a perfect meal. And as Rachel looked out over her bustling restaurant, Mia beside her, she whispered, "We did it, Mia. We really did it." Mia smiled. "No, Rachel, you did it. We just helped tell your story." Rachel laughed, tears of joy streaming down her face. The fire had tested her, life had challenged her, but she had emerged stronger, wiser, and more alive than ever. And for every viewer watching this story, remember, no matter what life takes from you, you have the power to rebuild, to rise, and to create something extraordinary. If you loved Rachel's journey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this story. More incredible stories await, and your support helps bring them to life.